Welcome to Innovate and Conversate, where we discuss the latest trends and innovations in the business world. I'm your host, Jana, and today we have Mr. Adil Hosgor, Group Head of IT at Epix. We will be discussing how organizations can foster a culture that not only adapts to AI, but thrives with it. Welcome, Mr. Adil.
Hi, thank you for having me today.
So let's begin with the big question. What is needed to unlock AI's full potential in an organization?
Okay, that's definitely a big question. I think if I have to summarize it, the key aspects of unlocking AI's full potential is, number one, identifying what you need within the company, what the gaps are you're trying to fill. You have to do that before even thinking about AI. And then the key elements will be around understanding and being honest about the organizational culture and even the culture of the nation that you're in, making sure that you got full transparency with the communication, up and down, from top to bottom, basically. And on top of that, it has to be leadership have to lead it. I know that sounds really obvious, but it has to get the full buy-in of the leadership team before you even start to implement, transform, unlock AI's potential.
Definitely. So how can companies build a culture that embraces AI?
I think if you just remove the word AI, I know that sounds like the opposite of why we're here.
Okay.
It's about fostering a culture of something. And how you foster a culture, if you like, or embracing AI or any new technology or change is really around, again, leadership has to lead it. It has to be brought in by the leadership team. You have to be clear and transparent in not just the benefits of AI and what it's going to do for the organization, but also what's in it for the employees. With them, what's in it for me? They have to realize that this is a value and benefit to them. And you have to show your employees, your teams, exactly how important their role is in the AI implementation success. And again, good old-fashioned communication. Those are the key elements.
So managing workforce transitions can be challenging, right? So how can organizations handle this?
Transformation or change of any kind, I think everybody's going to say, yeah, we know this, is always met with some resistance. And the key way to get the buy-in, if you like, of mitigating the risk of, resistance or pushback or just non-compliance is, again, around the frameworks that exist today, such as frameworks within performance development, supporting your employees, clear communication channels, regular town hall meetings with the employees to make sure that you're spreading the full benefit, impact, full reason for the change, the full benefits they will receive, and the business and organizational necessity for change. Because what seems to happen, or what has happened in the past, is when change comes, instructions are given and change is enforced, but nobody really knows why. And they think, oh, okay, we'll just do what we're told. Whereas, it might be because of a strategic shift in direction of the organization. It might be a do or die situation where the organization is literally going to go bust if you don't change. So people, you have to trust the employees. And again, it must be led from the top down.
So transparency and upskilling are crucial points in this transition.
100%.
So, but organizations still face resistance from the employees. How could they face this challenge and overcome it?
It goes back to communication. Everything is communication. Employees at all levels, whether it's the C-suite, the board, the ground, whatever. People don't wake up and say, today I'm going to resist change, right? Nobody comes into work saying, I hate change. What normally happens is they are either not fully informed of the rationale or the reasoning behind change, or organizations haven't put in good support channels or mechanisms. I mean, now, even with tools like Teams and things, you can have an open Q&A session that can be monitored 24/7. If people are informed, if people are engaged very early on, if they're actually part of the change, if they know what's in it for them, and if they know that what their part in that big machine is and how valuable they are, then resistant levels, you mitigate that risk a lot. And most importantly, again, I keep saying this and I'm sorry for repeating myself, it must have a top-down approach. Because if the head isn't good, if the head is cloudy, or if the head is doubting the change themselves, that doubt will spread to the rest of the body, if you like.
That's amazing. So how can companies measure the success of AI-related initiatives? Like, how do they measure their success?
It really depends on the solution that the AI is bringing in. So, for example, if you're using AI for deep learning, so it understands your business and then gives you deep predictive analysis according to that, and then you buy products or sell whatever you do, whether it's finance, retail, whatever it is, manufacturing. You've got hard measures. So you can do your, you can use the frameworks that exist today, your OKRs, your KPIs, surveys. So you can actually then measure the soft standards such as employee or customer or client satisfaction, whatever. Again, depending on the solution it's bringing in. You can also have, again, town hall sessions. If it's employee benefit AI, like, for example, if you are automating HR processes and using AI to measure, for example, there was one company that used AI, it was deep learning to understand which specific employees may resign. It's a very, very good solution, actually. And their model was 98% accurate. So what they worked with HR very closely on actually targeting those employees and supporting them and understanding them better as to what their challenges were and how they can overcome. And then with that, they actually brought down attrition. So they retained more employees. So everything is solution dependent, but the measures are using the frameworks that have existed for decades. Good old-fashioned KPIs, good old-fashioned OKRs and all the other stats and surveys and measures that exist today.
So before we wrap up, can you give us an example of an organization that integrated AI into its culture and what we can learn from them?
I think that's a really big question, because the organizations that have integrated AI amazingly well are the ones we all know. They're Microsoft, they're Meta, they're Amazon. And if you notice what they all do, or what the people perceive them to be, are leaders in either design thinking and customer-centric design, customer-centric solutions. Everything is they make everything easy for us to be closer to that company. And the interesting thing is all the world-leading organizations that have implemented AI well, Tesla as well, for example, so many, they actually on the early stages, so if you go back to, I guess, 2001 or thereabouts, they failed miserably. For example, Microsoft's first chatbot was Tay. I think that was 2006 or something like that, or 16, I can't quite remember exactly. But the output of that chatbot actually leaned and gave some very, very right-wing answers. It was really bad, they had to stop it. So a lot of these companies, same with Amazon, their algorithms were biased against females in their HR selection. Same with Tesla, the AI technology for autonomous driving vehicles were causing crashes and accidents. So all of these companies that we see today and we admire, they all went through a very steep learning curve, and they perfected it. And the reason why they're successful is because they stuck with the customer-centric element. They stuck with, what is it we want? What is it that will get the customer closer to us, more engagement? What is it that will make the employee's life easier? And now they are where they are. It's definitely not an overnight success.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your insights today. Definitely fostering a culture that embraces AI is the key to unlocking it. So thank you for your insights.
Thank you so much for having me today. I appreciate it.
And thank you for our listeners for tuning in. If we'd love to hear back from you on which topics you would like for us to discuss next. Until next time, stay innovative and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.